Alrighty, so hey there, people. Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm coming to you live from the quilting shed. Yeah, I'm in a mood. Um, when am I not? Depends on the mood. Yeah. See? So, as you may or may not know, given I have put notices out everywhere I could think of, the shop is currently closed this week because Emma had a COVID exposure at school. And while things weren't exactly clear about what the rest of the household should do, we shut her all down to be safe. So, happy COVID Christmas. So far, our tests have come back negative, but we are continuing on with our at home science experiments and feeling like homeschoolers all over again. I spent 25 years homeschooling 4 children, two, three went to college. So, and all of them have excellent reading skills, which is, I won't mention what the reading level of our province is, but it's not good. I'm 4 for 4 in my house, so I'm good. Anyway, so yes, Merry COVID Christmas. My mom was like, "How many did you get? Make sure you ask for this." But yeah, though they piled us right up. I was sending my mom pictures all the time. She was happy. It's those little things that make your mom happy. So yeah, the shop is closed until at least Friday. I might have got that mixed up. It might actually be Saturday, but I told people Friday, but I think I said Friday the 18th, which isn't correct. So no, I don't know. Anyway, might be Friday, might be Saturday. We don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. But until we get to like that third test, we'll take one in the morning as long as it's negative. We'll be like, yeah, okay, we're good now. And then we'll be back to 3 or 4 days of shopping. And then the store will be closed for Christmas. Yeah. And we normally close for Christmas all the way through to the next week of the first full week of the new year because somebody decided that the end of the calendar year would be the end of the shop year. And that means you do inventory at the end of your calendar year, and that's right on your Christmas break. Well done, me. Do you think I would have started inventory here? Not really. No, no. I rested. I took a lot of naps. For some reason, at the same time, we were like really feeling not quite so hot. So every sniffle, every cough is like, is this COVID or is it just our normal winter thing? Or are we finally just feeling the effects of like the warm? And then it got really warm and then really cold, and my sinuses go nuts anyway. So mm, it's been a fun few days overanalyzing everything. So, how are you guys? Good, good. I hope you're good. Yes, reasonably good. Honestly, I was very tempted. I said I'm thinking of doing the live from bed tomorrow, and my Danielle, she's the smart one. She's like, yeah, no. Heidi's here. Good morning, Heidi. Thank you, Heidi. Consistent Heidi. Dun, 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 dun. See, I've got lists this time. So yeah, I decided this year too that I would keep the website open while I do inventory, but not necessarily fill the orders right away. I'll put a message up or something. That time of year, people usually don't have quilting emergencies. There are quilting emergencies that happen, but given my former career in web development, they are less emergencies and less often than you would think, and a heck of a lot easier to deal with. All right, my mom's like, yeah, stop rambling and get on to the good stuff. So while I was resting up, because my husband was like, you've been going nonstop for months, why don't you just take a break since it's enforced anyway? While I was resting up, I tackled my shamefully large binding pile. I'm going to show you some sewing projects that I've done. Most of them Christmas because, like I said last time, Christmas is a good time to get all those little quilted things, throw them up on your wall. Every flat surface you have in the house needs like a table runner or a table topper or something. I went through I keep all my Christmas scraps in a separate bin. Yes, I'm that organized. It's messy in that bin, but it's less messy now because I actually went through and decided I'm definitely getting rid of some of these that I'm still not free of, but the fabric was really crappy back when I didn't know any better. So a few things that I've been working on. I did a stocking sample for the shop, and I used the flex foam. Good morning, Jeannie. I used the flex foam, so I went and redid some of our old stockings that I had just done up really quick, and I was super happy with them. And Ron was like, "Are you going to do mine too?" Now, you're like, "Well, you just said you did the stockings. What do you mean you didn't do Ron's?" Ron's stocking is different. So I have to tell the whole story before I show you the stocking. Some of you have seen this on the Facebook. So Ron and I had very different childhoods. Um, it's very no. So I'm thinking of movies, movie lines that I probably shouldn't say out loud. So Ron grew up in the country, eighth kid out of nine boys, farmhouse, wood stove, miles from anywhere, cows mooing. Christmas morning, there's his like regular sock, not a stocking, like a fancy Christmas stocking, no regular sock, and it would have an orange in it, and either a new pair of hand knit socks or a new pair of hand knit mitts. That's it. That's what he would have. He's like, and every Christmas morning, I wish for a watch. One year I did buy him a watch because I'm like that. So anyway, my Christmas was different because I was the oldest of my mother's children. She only has two. And she was the oldest of seven. And I was also the first granddaughter on both sides. So in short, I was spoiled rotten. Anything I wanted for Christmas was great. And my mom likes to do things nice and shishi frou frou, and I'll decorate it up. Because when she was little, Christmas at her house was, my grandmother was really smart for this. When you think about it, I used to think it was horrible, but then as a grown up, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. No Christmas anywhere until Christmas Eve. She'd put the kids to bed early. She'd stay up all night, decorate the entire house all by herself with no noise, no bother, no interference, no help, but nobody underfoot either. So my mom said, you'd wake up Christmas morning and it'd be Christmas all over the house. Oh, that's fantastic as a kid. So yeah. So like I said, my Christmases and Ron's Christmases were very, very different. So after a few years of being married and him having to get used to the rest of us, I found this panel for a Christmas stocking, and it's still very 90s. And I made it for him and then gave it to him that Christmas. Yes, this is a 3-foot high stocking. This year I did put the foam in it and I made it a little foot. It's a little wonky up at the toe because I had to guess. And I put the foam in it. It is 3 feet high, and we have been commanded to fill it. The very first year we did fill it to overflowing. It was the most fun that the kids and I have ever had. Well, some of the most fun, but it's always like sometimes Ron gets in the stocking. It's pretty funny. So yeah, I've redone this. I have to just do up here. It's lined, of course. It's done a lot better too. I've been picking out some of my old work and thinking, oh my God, Andrew, what were you thinking other than get this done as fast as possible? Oh, found a spot I missed. Anyway, gotta fix that up. So yes, I have some presents to put in here from my super sweet husband, but I can't get out to finish my Christmas shopping yet. So the next week's going to be super fun while I try to finish all my shopping too. So that's Ron's stocking. That's one of the things I worked on, was making a boot. And I didn't calculate how much of the one-sided fusible flex foam that I've used in here, but it was a lot, along with the batting that was originally in here. So there's only one layer of foam on each side, plus the foot. I really don't want to know how much that would have cost anybody else, but I'm just going to go la 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 for a minute. So yeah, that's Ron's stocking. Yeah, and every year I treat him like a kid because why not? You deserve it. It's so much fun, darn it, just to give people that. Should probably tell you that's how we manage Santa with our kids too, when they've got old enough to know the truth about Santa and how we are Santa for other people. So our family usually has an awesome, even though I've told you that we make lists about what we want for Christmas, the real fun part is getting things for other people, because sometimes we just get gifts that are, it's strange, it's odd, it makes no sense, but we saw this really weird thing and we thought of you. Why? Who knows? Like I said, one year I got my father a rubber chicken. It's perfect. I mean, he used that thing for years. Mm. Anyway, so I've been going through the old Christmas fabric scraps. I've talked about my ugly Christmas quilt, which was made from really terrible fabric from way back when. I've gone through more of those scraps, and after I made these ones, I was like, that's it. I am taking the rest of these scraps and they're going out. But I went through my hard drives and all my archives of patterns I bought and stuff, and found all the mini quilt patterns and things that I had signed up for like 5, 6 years ago. And I have a blue version of this hanging in the shop, but I did a Christmas version and made it bigger with a border. And I have to stand way back here. Woo. But let me tell you, that used a lot of scraps. And these are just 9 patches and snowball blocks made out of 2.5-inch squares. 6.5 for the big snowbally ones. And I just used the light prints instead of like white or something. So I'll finish that topper up. And I have some nice vintagey Christmas fabric. This stuff feels like paper. It's so very not high quality, but this is just for throwing around the house, so it's fine. Another thing that I did, it's interesting how my taste in fabric has changed, how I'm feeling fabric, and I'm like, yeah, this is very low quality, and now I'm like a super fabric snob. But one does what one must with what one has, right? Correct. So this one, this is cute. It's almost like a large placemat size, but we have a small tables, so we'll just put it in between me and Ron and share it. I know. So these are half square triangles, and they look like little envelopes. It's all my Christmas cards that come in the mail that I never send out anymore. I just get them. So I had these left over from another project, which I meant to bring over today and did not. But anyway, these were just left over. I put them together, and it was Ron's idea to put them on point to take up more space. And again, I used a white Christmas print for the backgrounds. I mean, the squares have white in here, but you don't really notice it. You don't really care. It's Christmas. It's Christmas everywhere. I did start quilting this so I can go in and do whatever in the middle here. I'll get that done. I don't know. Maybe by next Christmas. Who knows? Stay tuned. I'm going to see if I can find all the rest of. Okay. There's like a lot here. Wait till you see all this stuff. So, and I went through some other pieces. You know how you have pieces of fabric and you're like, I have no idea what to do this? That was one piece of fabric, all these cute little squares. And I got it at like a guild dinner or something. It was part of the party favor. I can't even remember, honestly, but it was just a piece of fabric that big. So I had another fat quarter that I got at another guild thing, and I really liked this print, but it didn't go with anything I had. And I just made a little tiny mug rug with some leftover stripy stuff that was out of the terrible pile, just using it up. So yeah, I have a cute little mug rug for my desk. And then, Emma was like, how come I never get anything? So this was left over from another project I'm going to show you in a minute. Again, with the half square triangles, and all I had to do was cut out a little center square and just keep arranging them until they made this cute little friendship star with the little extra thingies on the end. Just keep turning those half square triangles until they look like something. And again, using up the scrappy bits on the back. I mean, none of these things came from the same line. They're all just vaguely Christmas. And I just threw them together. Don't overthink things like this. Just keep going. It'll be fine. So yeah, the scraps of that, if you recognize, I still actually have some of this fabric in the shop because it was from this line from last year with the red and the black. And I just did this other little mini that I found the pattern for. But honestly, it's just a really big star block with a star block inside. It's just going to be a wall hanging or a tabletop or something. Any blank spaces in the house on the walls, I just tack these up with tacks. It's just only for a couple months. It's fine. And what did I do? Yeah, more scrap Christmas fabric on the back. I actually had to piece this one because there's a chunk taken out of the corner. I haven't started quilting this one. And again, maybe it'll be done my next Christmas. Who knows? Also, I've been using some of the Fusible Batting, which is just it's the regular Hobbs 80/20. See how nice and flat that is? And it's got fusible stuff on it, both sides. It washes out when you wash your piece. And what this does is you just iron it. Just iron it both sides, make your quilt sandwich and then iron both sides. You're good to go. It's if you're used to like using spray based, it's better. And it's about the same cost as buying the can. So if you buy a good big enough chunk, so you break even or if you keep going bigger, it's a decent price. Which I don't have off the top of my head. So I did show you that I did this wonky Christmas tree runner. I actually quilted it and bound it, and it's still this Christmas. I'm amazed with myself. See? And I just put a lot of this nice snowflakey fabric that I had. This was in some kits from one of those shops I bought. Ta-da! So that one was done too, and that was just all the greens I had. So again, I'll just put this on the wall somewhere if I don't have a table. I know. And finally, my mom bought one of these panels off the clearance thing and then gave it to me to quilt. Again, she also had some scrap Christmas fabric to get rid of. This is very similar to mine. Geez, I wonder why. Because we share our stash sometimes. So it's just the panel, and I'm still custom quilting this for her. I had just done the major outlines and got stomped and moved on to something else. So this is coming back on soon. She already paid for it. She's my mom, and she's bound to be by here by Christmas as long as, everything's fine. It's funny that our family Christmases, we can still fit within the 20 people bubbles because we just keep it nice and low. Yeah. So there's that. Get that done before mom comes. Also, last year, Danielle at Chloe's Quilting Cafe over in Saint Louis de Kent. Ici, Nouveau-Brunswick. That is the extent of my French. Anyway, last year, Danielle and I, she's laughing now, I know she is. We did a joint project with our customers and in a Facebook group and invited everyone to follow along and do their own project. And we tried to keep you guys busy while the both of us did inventory. We're not doing that this year, because we're tired. We've got lots to do. We weren't quite enough on the ball. Danielle's a little more on the ball than me sometimes, but I'm like, I'm tired. I just can't. And also the piece that I did last year, this was last year's block. I did 9 of them in nice Christmassy pastels. Still haven't quilted it. But I want to do some fancy quilting on this one with rulers and stuff, so it's going to take a long time. And I was hoping to get it on the rack soon-ish. I don't know. That might not happen. Don't know. Some more samples that I finished because I was like, I just put Netflix on, some random stuff that was on my list, and just started going through terrible piles of, this is the last Christmas one. And again, also from last year, you may remember this panel with the nice forest friends. I know, it's terrible. And I've shown this before, but I finally got the binding on. The really fun part about this is all the fabric has been sold, but the sample's done. Welcome to mismanaging a quilt shop. I probably shouldn't say things like that, but I did anyway. So yeah, that one's all done. It's really nice. It'll take up a nice foresty, maybe in the stairwell we could put this up because we got to swap out the quilts in the stairwell. That'll look nice in there. Yeah, like I really went on I'm not even done yet. We're like halfway through. So I had made this sample runner too out of some of our 30s prints, but specific colors. And then I did the binding on it. And I think you might have noticed with the smaller pieces, it looks like a very thin binding, and it is. So what I did different, instead of cutting a 2.5 inch strip, I cut and folding it and then sewing it on. I cut a 1.5 inch strip, did not fold it, and then sewed on the one raw edge, and then you fold over. So it's called single fold binding. One of these days I will do a video, I swear to God. I know I keep saying that. I've got threads all over. Anyway, so maybe next time you're in the shop, maybe next year at this point, you'll be able to see all these nice new samples hanging up everywhere. Be so pretty, and yeah, you can even pet them. That's not too bad. Did not too bad job in the corners there. Getting better at this. And this was one of the projects that I showed. I think I finally got this quilted with the little tiny stars. I was going to make it a bed quilt, but now it's wall hanging. I like this little half a block sticking out. I did get that bound. And again, fabric I didn't know what to do with on the back. That's sort of vaguely matched. It's fine. What's this for? Don't know. It's for a blank spot in the wall for some color. Or show people it's fine. You'll see a lot of star points on that one that are totally gone. So, and I finally got this piece bound again with a single fold, nice red binding. It's not red at the bottom because I ran out of the red and didn't want to go cut some more. Off the bolt, this was Kona Cardinal. I know this because that's my favorite. So this was a row by, one of those row by row ones, and it was from Mrs. Puggley's Emporium in Nova Scotia, and Karen Neary designed this one, and I loved it, so I had to order it when I was able to. And it was 2017, so I finally finished. Go me, I finally finished. And where I ran out of the red, I just put in some pink. Look, it's fine. So yeah, I'll hang that up this July. It'll be nice. And I did show you this, and I finally finished the binding on this one with the black and the scrap happy place. Sewing is my happy place. Yeah, there we go. I can read real good. Been doing it since I was 4. All this to show you that when you do put your mind up to it, and Netflix and no interruptions, just power right through stuff. I feel like I slept real good last night to a point. Then I started waking up and was like, is it time to get up and do my video yet? Did I take notes? And then it was over. So another one that you will see more of at some point, because I finally finished this. It's a panel and a stripe that coordinate, and I got the binding done on it finally too. It's a big old horse. And like I said, I will show it better some other time, because I think I might want to make up some kits, but then I have to write the instructions, and then I get stuck because I'm like, but you need pretty pictures. But yeah, it's just a metered border on the stripe. Big old stripe until you get to the panel, which is there. And that's it. And it looks really complicated. Good for horse lovers. It's, yeah, if I hold it up here, it's down to the floor, which, okay, I'm 5 feet tall, so it's almost 60 inches. So, you know, keep your legs warm. But I finished it, so go me. And another thing I finished was this sample quilt with the Country Market fabrics. I'm sure you all remember this. These fabrics are now in the clearance section. But I did get it bound. And now I have a nice nap quilt to show off some sale fabric. And there's not enough fabric left to make the actual kits anymore. So did get one sold out of it. Woohoo! One of my goals for the New Year's is to get the samples done while I still have the fabric in the shop. It's a lofty goal, I know, but we're going to make it. So that's what I've been doing. Actually, I did most of that pile yesterday, which is astounding. The swan stocking I did the day before. And I made a nice dinner and did some other things. Phoned so many people to cancel so many things. Yeah, that's a lot of binding. I even changed thread because I could. It's crazy. So hopefully our next few results come in negative and we can go out and finish my shopping and get people proper stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to get my mom some of these, wrap all my family some of these, wrap them up, put a little bow on it. That's what I mean by a Merry COVID Christmas. Why don't I check my notes? We'll do that. Everybody take a sip. I do have a few things on their way here, but I will show you those in the new year because this is the last one before Christmas. that's what I wanted to say. Yep. This is the last video before Christmas. I felt like doing it in front of the Christmas tree or something fancy like that, but sometimes I get the ideas and then just that's as far as they go. So you just get me. I know. I'm so cute. Anyway, I got distracted. What else is new? Yeah, so it's Christmas next week. I got lots to do. You got lots to do, and none of it has anything to do with quilting. But the best part of all of this is, yeah, Heidi, you can sleep in next week. So can I. I've been sleeping in every day this week. It's glorious. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Rambling around. It's 9:45, and I'm still in my pajamas. And like this is feels utterly decadent. So yeah, I won't see you for at least 2 weeks. 1, 2, possibly 3. I don't have a calendar in front of me. But I do wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, very happy holidays. Hanukkah's over, but I hope you had a good Hanukkah there. Any other Christmas festivities or winter type solstice things that solstice is coming up, that you celebrate. I hope you spend time with the people you love safely. I hope you guys don't get sick. And we can all come back and start the new year with maybe going forward. I don't know. Somewhere nicer. Somewhere nicer than this. Yeah, some days it gets to me. But yeah, I'll just do the inventory in the shop. I'm gonna deep clean everything. I'm gonna reorganize stuff. And as you know, that's my happy place. So yeah, that's me wishing you the Merry Christmas. And I appreciate you all. And I will see you in the new year if I don't see you sooner, like in person. Or I mean, there's still a newsletter going out on Friday, so you might see me on my personal social media pages, of course, if you follow me there. Or if you're really lucky, you might see me in person, which would be astounding. Anyway, I also hope that you have the chance on the break to just really relax, because I know most people watching are the keepers of Christmas in their houses, and it's all falls on you to make sure Christmas goes smoothly for everybody else. Oh, yeah, just breathe. It'll be fine. So I'll take a nice long winter nap, and I'll see you later. Okie dokie. All right. Appreciate you, lug nuts. That's what I call the grandkids too. Okay, bye. Bye, and have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.